All right, we live now. Let's rock and roll. Everybody can hear me? Tell me in the chat. You can hear me. Somebody in the chat. Can you hear me? All right, good. So we're gonna wrap it up today with the 7 points of dreams and goals, and I want to kind of on number 6 we got to talk about, and then I'm gonna roll into number 7, which is the last one. And number 6 is, part of number 6 is what you do daily is what will cause your success. And the things you're not doing daily will cause your failure. So ask yourself every day, what are you doing? What's your plans? What's your goals? I mean, what's your strategy when you wake up? Everybody needs a formula, a system, a plan every day once you wake up. Something that you do every single day, regardless of it raining, snowing. I got a partner of mine he's a runner, and I think he joined the community. I don't know if he's on here or not, but he's a runner, and man, he's a real runner. No, this ain't no play runner. He runs every single day. Do you hear me? No, you don't hear me. He runs every day. If he's out of town, he's running. If he's in town, he's running. If it's raining, he's running. If it's snowing, he's running. If it's 0 degrees, he's running. If it's 150 degrees, he's running. Every single day. For years. Do you hear me? No sick days. He runs minimum 7-8 miles a day. Now he normally runs 13-14 miles a day. He's a runner. Now, some of you all on here are business people. Some of you all have a strategy. Some of you all want to learn to trade. Some of y'all might want to build a team. I know so far most of the people want to learn to trade. So, and I don't know if I can use this word like I use runner, but if you're going to be a trader, you're going to have to do what you have to do every single day. Every single day. You're going to have to set a plan. I'm going to have to do this, that. When you wake up, a lot of people, you might do 15 minutes of prayer, or you might then read 15 minutes of a book, or then listen to 20 minutes of an audio. And then make a certain amount of calls. You might have that on your list, or let me watch a certain amount of trading videos, the get started video, the other videos that they've already posted. I got to go back over those, take notes. Whatever your plan is, what you do daily will give you your success, and what you don't do daily will give you your failure. Consistency is the key. Having a plan is the key, and continually doing it when you don't see the results. Continue, it's like we talked about before, it's seed time, and then it's harvest time. It's not seed harvest time. That's what a lot of people, it's seed harvest time. No, that means you go plant, then you harvest right then. No, it's a planting season, it's a harvesting season. So then you have to go through that process. Now you need people like this page to keep you going, to keep you inspired. You need friends. You need a friend like me that's going to wake you up in the morning and tap you on the shoulder and say, let's go. Now, I'm here 24/7 on this personal page. You can come on here without me. You don't have to wait till I go live. There's tons of videos on this page that you can go click on. And leave some comments on those videos to let us know you watched them at least. Say something on there. Document it. If I were you, which I'm not, but if I were you, I would go through every single one of them. You know how I remember, at least 2 times in my lifetime, I've read the whole Bible. So I said to myself, this year I'm going to read the whole Bible. I'm going to read the whole. Say to yourself, I'm going to go through every video that he has on this page. Now, I got plenty more, but I'm holding out because I don't want information overload. Y'all look at it and get scared, Oh, man, there's a lot of stuff on here. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff. Imagine you going through all that stuff. If you say once a day or, once every 2 days, I'm going to watch one of them videos. I'm going to take notes. I'm going to comment on it. So then when you get down and out and you get discouraged, you can go back and you know what video to go watch. Or you go back and look at your notes and you know what it says. But you have to do something consistently and say that to yourself. I'm gonna go through all of them. I remember I found this podcast. I think it was Eric Thomas' podcast, and this was during COVID. And all I could do was walk. I couldn't go to the gym. So, and Rich, I love walking now. I've turned, I'm a walking machine. I learned, I started doing research on walking, and the only reason, because I had never really, I just went to the gym every day. My cardio was on the treadmill or something like that, and which I hated. Or that stair thing, which is, oh my God. So only thing I could do was walk in the neighborhood. And I started walking. Then I put my headset on and I started listening to this podcast. I think it was Eric Thomas' podcast. It's called something else. And I realized they had like 100 of them before I even got on it. So don't you know, I went all the way back to number 1. And as I was walking, I did 4 or 5 miles a day. I was listening to them, checking them off. Consistency. I mean, when you walking or whatever you're doing, I'm just using that for example. You just got to get some kind of strategy and some kind of plan, but outside of your job, because I know you got your job. You got to do your job. But before the job and after the job, that's one thing. After the job, most folks come home and I'm so tired. I just don't feel like doing nothing. No, you got to make sure you do something. You got to have that plan. You got to be, it's already, a strategy that as soon as I get off work, I'm doing this. As soon as I get off work, I'm doing that. But it's got to be consistency. What you do daily and what you don't do daily has something that has a lot to do whether you're successful or are you failing. Because all you got to do is change that routine and consistently do it over and over and over. Now, number 7, this is the last one that you got to concern yourself with your goals. The last one. Distractions. We're in a world of mass distractions. I mean, it's so many distractions. I mean, you can even be on your social media page, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. You could be reading something else pop up. Boom, you over here. Then something else pop up. Boom, you over here. And it's a strategy to keep you distracted. That's the whole goal. To keep you on there, but keep you distracted. So you got to know that. We're in a world of mass distractions. I'm telling the truth. You scrolling. Next thing you know, you all off over here, all off over here. Your goal was to go do this. And now you've seen this, and now you're over here. Now you're back over here. Same thing with television. You know, people say they don't watch television. Somebody watches television. Somebody watches television. There's a lot of folk out here. But they still spending a lot of money on television. Now, I got a television, but I don't have cable. So I'm not watching any of it. I got internet, but I don't have cable. So I don't have the stick. Which everybody tell me I need to get the stick. I said, man, if I got that stick, I will never stop doing anything. Because man, got every channel on there you want. I'm like, how many channels you need? They got 8,922 right now. I didn't want to watch the football game. or the basketball game. That's all I want to watch. I can get that on my laptop or something. But distractions, mass distractions, stuff that you can't even concern yourself with. These wars, you can't do nothing with them. You gonna pick up a gun and go fight? People say, Tony, you don't know what's up with that. I don't know with none of that stuff. People send me stuff like, well, what? I'm sure if the world was coming to the end, somebody gonna knock on my door. Hey man, the world come to you. Oh, thank you. Or I'm sure if it does, somebody put it on my social media page or something. But besides that, and I'm not telling y'all what to do. Trust me, I'm not. If y'all love to do that stuff, if you want to sit there and watch about the news and every war, and you want to know about everything that the politicians do, that's your thing. But understand this, it's distractions. Because none of that stuff we can do anything about. We can talk about it. See, that's the thing that, when we together at work, we got to be able to know what to talk about. You don't know about the BET Awards, man. You don't know about See, I sound so dated and old when I started trying to think of stuff to say because I don't know it. I don't know that stuff. You know about the bombs they dropping? Bombs over Baghdad. You don't know about the bombs over Baghdad. The world coming to an end. Somebody send me that. Yeah, we've been saying the world coming to the end since the 70s. I'm sure it's coming to an end one day. It's going to have to. But the distractions that keep us from doing what we have to do, we got to be updated. I know some of y'all don't like hearing this part here. I know. I got to say it. So if you don't like hearing it, don't just ignore it. Just really ignore it. But there's nowhere in the world that we can get anything accomplished dealing with everything that's out here. It's just no way possible. You got to stay focused on what you're doing, on whatever it is. You got to stay focused on it and give it time. Because if you get sidetracked with this stuff, man, you really gonna, I tell you, my mother used to call me all the time with stuff. She don't call me that much now. But she used to call me all the time. This might not with that, at least. She's 88 now. But from 60 probably to 80, she knew every bad thing going on in Atlanta. Everything. She sat there and watched court TV all the time. I had to block her one time. I can't. Can you call me about somebody living? Not everybody who died, everybody in the neighborhood died. What about tell about Miss Pruitt across the street? She living, right? She called me about everybody dying. She called me about everybody on court TV that was killing folk. She called me about I'm like, Mom, I can't. I don't want to not answer your call. But nobody else that I talk to I didn't. They didn't. If I talk to you and you start talking about that, do we have conversations? Yeah, we might have some conversations, but it ain't gonna be no on the regular because it's distractions. It's gonna keep you from what you plan on doing every single day. Trust me, if the world comes to the end, they're gonna it. But if you're not focused, you're gonna get pulled. I mean, it's easy to do that now. It's all kind of stuff out here. So, quick recap. See if I can think of it in my head. Number one, with your dreams and goals, you must be frustrated. You must be dissatisfied with your life. If you're comfortable and you good with your life and the way you operate, I'm telling you, you're not going to accomplish it. It's not going to work. And maybe it shouldn't work, because if you happy, not even happy, content, used to being this way, used to juggling all this stuff, used to dealing with all the problems that you have, and you feel like, well, that's just my life. It's gonna be hard for you to say, I'm gonna buckle down and change my life. You got to have a burning desire to want to do it, and you got to be highly dissatisfied and frustrated with your situation. Because if you're still good with doing whatever if you're still good with that, robbing Peter to pay Paul, hey, this is just how it is. This is my life. So number one, you got to have a burning desire, and you got to be dissatisfied with what you're doing. Tell me what's number two. Somebody put in the chat what's number two, because y'all been on here the whole time. You should tell me what's number two. Let me see who knows. Nobody's putting anything in the chat. Wait a minute. Y'all should know. Come on. Okay, I'm going to stop doing that because I get embarrassed when I ask y'all to participate. If I tell y'all drop a 9 in there, y'all do that. But I'm saying, tell me what was number two. You got to see it. You got to see it in your mind's eye. You got to visualize it. You got to see it every single day. It's got to be on your vision board on the wall. It's got to be in front of you all the time. Out of sight, out of mind. Out of sight, out of mind. If your goals and dreams are not in your sight every single day, it's going to be out of your mind. What's going to be in your mind? Your bills, your concerns, your worries, because that's what's in your sight. You got to block that. You got to block all of that by putting everything that you want in life, your goals and dreams, your affirmations in front of you everywhere you go. So even though you got a bill that you got to pay this $300, you frustrated about it, when you walk in the kitchen, you got to see that car you want. You say, well, I ain't about no car. Well, you can't picture anything else. Nobody says you got to buy the car, but you got to see it, because your mind's eye got to pull you towards something. You can't show a picture of, building schools for kids in Africa. I know that's what folks say they want to do. I'm going to build something for kids now. You can't even if you show that picture, it's going to be depressing to you. Show something that that your mind's eye can see and you can visualize it. Again, you don't have to buy it, but you got to act like you want it. You got to see it every day. Put it in front of you. Put your dreams in front of you. Put your affirmations in front of you. I got them everywhere because I want to keep my mind on, keep my mind on the main thing. Stay on the main thing. Even though I got all these other things going on, even though I need this money for that, even though I got to keep my mind on the main thing, because what you think about, you bring about. So if I'm going to sit there and worry about everything I don't have, that's what I'm going to bring about. I got to create the future in my mind. Is it easy? Nope. That's what you want. Easy peasy, right? Does it taste good? How it smell? You know how y'all do. Oh, that's I can't. I can't. Successful people, they put their nose like this and they turn it up. You still over there? I don't know how to explain. And I'm not gonna ask you about number 3, but I'm done asking y'all because y'all embarrass me with that. You gotta separate. You gotta separate. You gotta separate from the naysayers, from the knuckleheads, from all the people that you've been with that's not going your way, that's not dreaming the same way you dreaming, that's not reading the same thing you read, that's not on this personal page, that's not doing it. Look, the goal is I saw Mr. Rogers put out, get 100 people on this page. That's the goal right now. You tell some of your friends, I don't know, well, yeah, tell them. Because if you're going to be talking to them, you want to be talking to them about the same stuff. You want to have their mind right too. Tell them, say, you ain't on personal page, personal development page. I don't know about you. No, seriously, they got to be doing something. They got to be doing something. There it is in the chat right there. You get a free trip to the 4-night Mexico voucher. Hey, let me join. A 4-night Mexico voucher. Look, you got to separate. You're going to have to separate from those people. And it's lonely, but create new friends. Create new people that are doing the same thing you're doing. And don't feel bad because you're not hanging with these folks. They're not. I mean, life is short, man. I mean, this is not a test run. For some of us, I'm not gonna say that. But this is not a test run. This is not, this is real. And when you're on your deathbed, you want to think, well, boy, I just had to stay with Keisha because she wanted to go bowling every night, and I had to do that. And I didn't want her to get mad at me because I was reading. Now, I know you're gonna say, well, that's really how it is. That's the truth. You don't want some of your friends and relatives to get mad at you because you're not participating with their foolishness anymore. You've been doing that foolishness for so long, and that old person still wants you to do that. You start reading, start getting on, and the old person, what you doing? That old person sitting on this shoulder right here that's in your ear. And then the new person is over here trying to tell you something. But this old person, you've been comfortable with this guy and this lady for a long time. Y'all been riding together. Y'all down like two flat tires, and y'all down. But y'all every day used to come home, and y'all come home, and y'all you know what we do. Go ahead and tell them, we don't read no book. We ain't getting on no personal development page. We ain't doing that. Get that remote, get us some ice cream, and let's sit down and do what we normally do. Call Sasha, call Keisha, and let's talk on the phone, talk about some old mess that we see. Talk about the TV show we watching, get you some more ice cream, and sit down. This is the old person over here telling you, I don't know what you think you're doing. This other person over here saying, look, you need to be personal development page, you need to be reading, you need to be part of strategizing and all this. And there's a person over here who's been with you for a long time. That ain't you. Yeah, I mean, that's for everybody else. That ain't you. I don't know. Where you think you came from? Who you think you are? And most of the time, we let this thing here, because this side here is where most of our friends are. See, not only is the old person saying this, your neighbors saying this, and the people that you hanging out with, they saying the same thing over here. You trying to read some book, you trying to be on a personal development, you trying to advance your life, you that ain't what we do. And over here, yes, it is. You can do it. You can change your life. You can actually get started with, you guys, but we lean over here because we comfortable with this. We used to it. It's that old blanket. You know that old raggedy blanket that you put on, but you don't let nobody else see it. Or that old house coat or that old gown y'all be wearing, ladies. Y'all need to stop that too, especially if you married. Especially married. Get you a new gown. But that old thing feels so good. That old gown feels so good. That thing just feels good. So, yeah. The old man, the old lady feel good too. The same old stuff you've been doing. I call it the same old, same old. Yeah. Doing this stuff over here is difficult. It's challenging. It's new. You don't have nobody else that's hanging with you like that. So you lean on over here because that's what you know. Hey, this ain't no test run. This is real. Life is real, right? This you actually in the game playing. This is a real game. People getting hit, folks getting knocked out. This is a real game. So you can't be playing like that. All right, so now, remember I said the fourth was fall in love. You got to fall in love with what you do. You can make yourself fall in love with almost anything, but you got to fall in love with what you do, because if you fall in love with what you do, then you're going to want to be around it all the time. Just like if you fall in love with your girlfriend or whatever, y'all talk on the phone every night now. Y'all got to see each other all the time now because you're in love. If you get in love with your goals and dreams, you got to be around them all the time. You got to talk about them all the time. You got to see them all the time. They got to be in front of you. Number 5, you got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in your goals, and you got to believe in your business. You got to believe in the business that you're literally doing. You got to believe in learning how to trade. You got to believe in whatever you started for, because BYOB has a lot of different things. Some of y'all started for real estate. Some of y'all started for trading. Some of you started for, I don't know, whatever. You got to believe in that. And you got to believe in what you're doing and that you can accomplish those things, even if you don't see the results right now, even if you don't see it at all. And you got to believe in you, the person. See, for me, if I do any investments, and I've lost some money in investments before, but most of the time, if I do any investments, I'm invested in the person, not the business, not whatever. And so, like, if I know this guy has always been successful, and I know that he's going to win, even though I don't understand what he's doing, if I'm going to invest, I'm going to invest in him. I remember one of the worst decisions I made was on a real estate deal. And I probably lost about $8,000 to $10,000 on that deal. I had a partner of mine who knew real estate well. He lives in Baton Rouge. I actually flew him into Atlanta because I wanted him to meet this guy who's bringing this deal to me, and I didn't know. So he flew in, stayed with me. We went meet the guy. We went to the house, and told him, we showed him. He showed me everything. I was gonna put 8,000 in. I forget what it was. This is like 2008, 2009. He gonna do this to the house, and he gonna do that to the house, and then he gonna pull, 30,000 from that, and then he gonna give me my $8,000 back plus another 10, and if I do it now, he might give me another 2,000. Greed was kicking in then. That greed was So man, and I showed my partner that, and he had been doing real estate his whole life. And so he's like, man, this is a good deal. We do this all the time. So I had him stay over there. The next day we went to the whatever place you get it notarized. Had to get it notarized and signed. Then I went to the bank. I got the money out. And I gave it to the guy because he needed it bad. He needed the cash. He needed to take it somewhere else. And I said, man, you want to give him cash? Yeah. We do this all the time. That's what my partner said. I remember handing him that money and thinking to myself, this ninja right here is about to run. I could, it's in my gut, but I'm listening to my expert friend. I'd never done real estate deal, never. And the greed was kicking in because I figured I'm getting my 8,000 back and 12. And I wasn't doing nothing. It was like, after he got that money, it was catch me if you can. I'm the gingerbread man. I'm saying, God. It went on for months trying to get this dude. Even the law firm we had went to, some was bogus about the paperwork. I mean, it was something crazy. It was like, and I was, at that time, I was making so much money doing something else that I just got so frustrated with it. And I said, this ain't going to distract me from that. I just lost that money. Let me get back over here doing what I'm doing, because I was making money doing that. And so I call myself taking that money, grow it somewhere else. And I told my partner, and this is the point I'm trying to make. I said, man, I thought the deal was good. He said the deal was good. I said the house looked good. He said the house was good. I said the contract was right. He said it was. He said the ninja was no good. That was the problem, the ninja. If you're dealing with ninjas that ain't no good and crooked and stuff, ain't nothing you can really do. The ninja was no good. And he was crooked. And he did some stuff, I tell you, I forgot why I told y'all